Now, this is a different kind of topic. What goes on in the silence? What do I mean silence? I mean when life puts you in isolation or wilderness. What goes on in there? This is what most people don't tell us. They tell you, I did not give up. I woke up. I could not give up. Hmm? I was strong. I was this. I was that. But they don't tell us the real thing that goes on in the silence. And that is what we are discussing today. What goes on in the silence? In the human mind, we think that in the silence, or what we know as the isolation or wilderness season, there's nothing, because in the beginning we see like there's nothing. We feel like it is a punishment. God or the universe puts you there. Maybe it's God, it's universe, it's karma, whichever religion you are, whoever your supreme is, puts you in this isolation, or life itself puts you in this isolation period or season or wilderness season, puts you there. But in the human mind, we think there's nothing there, because we see nothing there, because it is suffering. Yeah, so we think there's nothing there, it's some kind of punishment. Okay, because in a in our human mind, we believe something has to be tangible, maybe financial, business, maybe position at work. That is what we think about. So what goes on in this um silence? What do we perceive in this season of isolation? Okay, in this season of isolation, you gain, or rather you gain who you are. You gain clarity of who you are, or rather the becoming. Put the becoming in capital letters, the becoming of who you are. But in this season of isolation or silence or wilderness, is not easy as most people put it, or during the talks, the whole norm of where people tell you, I did not give up, I woke up and I said I will not no, that's why all lies. I'm not saying actual lies, but they don't tell you the actual thing that goes on in the silence. That is what I'm here to do today, to tell you what really goes on in the silence. By the time you become that beautiful flower, you emerge from your cocoon, what goes on in that silence, that wilderness? Okay? The metamorphosis process of emerging to become who you are. Yeah? Now, there is the shaping, the molding, the grinding, the forming. All things happen in this place. Yeah? It is called what people say facing your demons. In the silence, it is the process of facing your demons. And I'm not talking about ghosts, because when I say demons, I'm not talking about ghosts. Or maybe you think some trolls will jump from a cave in your house. No, I'm not talking about that. Facing your demons, I'm talking about the darker side of yourself. Because a human being has the light side and the dark side, which we tend to run away from. So when you're put in this process of the silence of isolation, you're put there to face your demons, to face yourself, a mirror of yourself, a reflection, the image reflection of yourself. It reflects back to yourself. Now the light is put aside and the darkness is put aside. Now you have to face this darkness of yourself, like a self counterpart of you, but the darker side of you. Okay? So now you're placed in this place of grinding, forming, molding, shaping by the universe, by God, by life, by karma, whichever case may be. And in this place, there is rejection. Let's first of all start there. Nothing seems to work. There's a lot of rejection, hopelessness. Everywhere you go, everything you do, nothing seems to work. You're stuck. Like financially, could be health, could be relationships, could be family. Nothing seems to work. Literally, nothing seems to work. You're in this cocoon of forming, and it is darkness. It's all darkness. There is hopelessness. Self-doubt sets in. That is what people don't tell you. Hopelessness, self-doubt sets in. You start doubting yourself. You start doubting your skills. You start doubting your strength. You start doubting your mentality, your mental health. You start doubting everything and everyone and everything around you. Hopelessness. You don't see any hope because everything you do doesn't work. Everything you do doesn't work. You start a business, it doesn't work. Relationship, they don't work. Nothing is working. And you're doing your best. It doesn't mean you're not doing your best. You're doing your best, but you're put here because there's something you need to learn about yourself. And people think being put here, it's because you're lazy. You don't like to work. No, life has put you here. Let's say life or God. God has put you in this place to form you from inside. When you're facing your demons, it is to get inner strength. That is where we go wrong. And people think that when you're facing your demons, you're lazy. You're not being lazy. You're put in isolation or wilderness to face something, to emerge inside of you. There is crying, lot of crying. You will cry until your tears dry. There is isolation. You will, in the process of this silence and wilderness season, you will lose friends. You will lose some of the family members. You will lose so much, and still in the process you will gain something else. There is rejection. You feel rejected by life. You feel rejected by progress. You feel rejected by everything, because you're doing the best you can, but you're not getting results. You start wondering, what am I doing wrong? Does not God hear me anymore? Now you are here. Then there comes the shaming and the mocking. Why? Because everybody else around you is moving on with your life, with their lives, but yours is stuck. So people start mocking you and shaming you because they think you are a failure. Because nothing is working for you. Maybe your relationship, your marriage has failed. Maybe your work is finished. Maybe your business has ended. Your family are fighting. Nothing is working, spiritual, mental, physical, nothing, health, everything, nothing is working. Okay? Then in the process, you lose finances. You lose friends. You lose family members. You lose even places. Your home. Because it's not serving you anymore. You feel you're going in circles. You're stuck. You're doing the best that you can, but you're stuck. No production. There's no fruition of anything. Nothing is bearing anything. No matter what you do, nothing. There's nothing that is working out. There will be triggers that you thought they were long gone, behaviors and habits. They will start emerging back. They will start coming back. It's like they were buried somewhere, now they start coming back. Like the devil has sent them, the neighbor, the ancestors, the coming soon ancestors, the future ancestors, the present ancestors, your friends, they all come back. Those triggers, they all come back like they are sent. They come back to haunt you. All these things emerge in this period of wilderness. And then there is fear of the unknown. Because now you're stuck. You don't know what tomorrow holds. You don't know what the next minute, what it will bring. Anxiety sets in. Because you have no idea of what is happening to you. Anxiety starts setting in. Panic starts setting in. And when you are in isolation or this wilderness period, in most cases, not even most cases, you are alone. God, the universe, life puts you there alone. You have to face it alone because that is something that is inside, not outside. You have to face it alone. Those demons, you have to face them alone. So you're here, you're crying, you're hopeless, you're anxiety, depression, panic, bitterness, hunger. All this is going on. Crying, self-doubt, no progress, no nothing. All this is happening. This is what people don't tell you when you're in the isolation. They don't tell you what is going on. The bitterness, the hunger that comes with it, the hopelessness, the worthiness, you devalue yourself. You feel like you are a failure. You're not worthy this life. Sometimes you wake up, you're okay, you're hopeful, but the next minute, you start feeling like you're lost. What just happened? Low moods. Sarcasm, you start criticizing yourself. Confused, mixed emotions. You don't understand who you are. You don't understand what is going on. Sometimes you wake up, you can even work that day. Sometimes you can't. You just sleep the whole day. You're tired. You're fatigued. Brain fog. You're confused. You're doing things you don't even know what you're doing. You may find yourself even taking alcohol. You may find yourself even doing things you can't even imagine. Trying to figure out, trying to numb, trying to run away from it. All things will happen in the wilderness. Then there is the begging and the bargaining with God. To see, at least maybe if I beg or I bargain, He will listen. He will not listen because if you have not done the work, He will not listen until whoever put you there, whether it's God or life or karma or whoever put you there, until the work is done. That's when you come out from the wilderness. That's when you come out from the wilderness. And when we say facing the demons, what do we mean by facing the demons? Which demons are we facing here? When I mean by facing the demons, I'm talking about addictions. I'm talking about fears. I'm talking about pride. I'm talking about people pleasing. I'm talking about comfort zones, people, places, traumas, and bad experiences, bad habits, overindulgence, confusion, anything in general that is not serving you purpose. That is what I'm talking about. Could be even more. You will go through all this. You will cry. You will cry and cry. Emotional imbalance. All this is happening at once. Nobody is there. Just you and yourself. Because you're trying to find yourself. You're put there by life, by God, by karma. All these things are happening inside you. They're happening within you, and you have to face them. And that is where few emerge and many submerge due to pressure. So when you hear someone saying chosen ones is not that they're favorites of God. It's because they are able to face their demons. These demons we are talking about, to become better and to find purpose and clarity. Because once you face these demons, there is a purpose of facing them. What is that? Mental clarity. You come out with mental clarity, inner strength to face the future challenges. Anything that will be thrown at you after that, you're able to face it wisely because you have been formed. Deeper understanding of who you are. You get to understand yourself better, your personality. Who are you as a person? You learn how to handle situations better in a very intelligent way, in emotional intelligence. You gain purpose of what you're meant to be in life. And after all, you do all these things, it's like grieving yourself. If you know the process of grief, those denial, bargaining, hunger, bitterness, all that process, it's like you're grieving yourself. You're put here to grieve yourself until you get to a point of acceptance. Once now acceptance has come, this stage of acceptance, that's when you realize where you are put in this place of wilderness. If you check my social media pages or accounts, I was doing something called 15 days of reset in the wilderness. And I featured several people in the Bible who went through wilderness. That is what I'm talking about. If you can go back to either Facebook, TikTok, X, and Instagram, I posted everywhere about 15 days of reset each day for 15 days. That is what I'm talking about in the wilderness. What goes on in the wilderness? Once you accept that, that's when you realize what you are meant to do in that silence. And after that, that's when your life starts moving forward. Until you do that process, either you accept to do it. It's not easy. It can take even years. There are people who go through wilderness for years. Others maybe months. Others could be days or weeks. Whichever the case may be. And you are able to face your demons. You will emerge into a very beautiful butterfly. And nobody, you're untouchable. I'm not saying physical touchable. I'm talking about you become this person who can do things that people even start seeing changes in you. The confidence, the clarity, your purpose, your personality even changes. The way you view people, the way you view situations, all that changes. But if you don't, you go back to your comfort zone, then you will never know who you are supposed to be in life. You just stay there in your comfort zone forever. So in the silence, when people say, I walk through it, walk through where? You'll be stuck there until it is done. I can say it's more of the universe putting you in a naughty corner. Let's say it's a universe way of putting you in a naughty corner so that you can meditate and reflect, inner meditation and reflection about yourself. But once you meditate and reflect, You mirror yourself, your dark side of you, those demons. Once you emerge to this beautiful, beautiful butterfly. So let nobody write to you it is a sale in the park. No. You will cry, you will grind your teeth, you will curse. All these things will happen. But you're strong. If you're put there, then you're strong. There will be rejection. You will lose some, you will gain some. There is hopelessness, but do not give in to that. Find something to hold on to that will give you hope. Sometimes you don't even feel like praying. So much hunger. In the book of Job, we see Job going once with God because the pain was too much. Vent. What? Express yourself. Talk, journal, do anything in that process. And you get through it. But the best thing is that once you get through it, you're never the same again. You become the best version of yourself. The grinding, the shaping, the forming, the molding are all worth it. So if you're there right now, it is okay. Go through it. You will cry. You will hate. Hatred, sarcasm, criticism, mocking, shame, all these things will come. Triggers, fears, confusion. In fact, confusion is more because you don't know what is happening. It is okay. Go through it. Because the moment you go through it and you come out on the other side, you'll be a diamond. You will shine, my dear. It is okay. If you ever find yourself in such a situation, know that there are other people too who have gone through that and they have emerged. And there's a purpose for it. It's not punishment. It is meant to form you. It is meant to strengthen you. It is meant to make you to become the best version of yourself. In the wilderness, it is where healing is found. Because if you want to renovate something, you have to demolish it first. And the demolishing process is not pressing. There's dust, there's chaos, there's a lot that goes on when you demolish something so that you can rebuild again. So in the wilderness, the demolishing process. And in the process, you start building yourself again. So accept the process. Accept it. It will not be easy. Accept it and go through it. It might take time. It is okay. But I promise you it will end. It is a transition. Remember that it will end.